calling her Anna.
Oh, damn.
Anastasia.
Ah, that's true. Okay, I kind of fell into that one, didn't I?
You did. A foot in your mouth and a smoke in the red room. You see what I did there? I pulled us back in.
Well, the 1x bet odds are going to pull us even deeper into players being the favourites in this one. And who would have thunk it as syrsoN with his patented P250 splash?
It was nice hearing from the boys on the desk, Assad framing it as well. They said we get the T-start straight away. We had it, of course, on the first map, but now we get to see players who only managed to accrue 6 rounds up against the Movistar Riders starting on this T-side. syrsoN takes a gamble on that reposition. No info, Donut. And now info plenty. They're coming in, and he is being warded off. Commitment to 8, not yet confirmed, and it's going to be a click exchange. Hobbit gone, but not forgotten. syrsoN hanging out in the temple. You can see the restraint on this Axile A-Hall's lurk.
Oh, it's fully rotated right now for Big. syrsoN continuing to biff.
Yeah, and eventually it leads to a frag. tabseN's the one to pull the trigger eventually. Now, Nafany's poking and prodding Cave for a late rotate finish. It's a race. And I'd hazard a guess that it's Krimbo on Nafany to get this information. He's once again been set up for success with the dualies. And
pistols akimbo.
Yeah, hey, Krimbo with pistols akimbo. And frags to come through for Nafany. Wow, great catch. Tizzy and low HP makes it at least even. Flash, bit too deep.
tabseN's flank here, yeah, this is it. This is what it's all going to come down to right now.
syrsoN wants to keep their attention drawn. He can't afford to go down, and he does. Sinter's quick adjustment, and now very awkward fights for tabseN. They'll know he's likely rampant. He's hit the first, which makes it very awkward here for syrsoN. tabseN, you're not brave enough to go for a full 10 seconds to syrsoN, 3K. And secures the pistol for the boys. It couldn't got any closer. One-on-one, both sides, fights all over, even trades. It is the closest a pistol gets.
Yeah, beautiful stuff there from Nafany as well, right? Just to take back that cave space and then for him to collapse on out. This one here, it's a dicey move right there from Inters, but it's a good call to make. syrsoN can't possibly looking in both directions at once. And then the P250, yeah, the bullet perfect straight between the eyes. And now it's going to be 5 USPs and a HE towards middle quite quickly.
Does Hobbit get?
2.
Oh, they have really kept them humble, unless they were ready for Axile. We misallocated. It was Axile that was actually going to farm up and get himself a little bit of a confidence-boosting 3-piece.
It's a good eco. That's actually a really good eco, to be fair. The fact you're getting 2 kills out of that is tidy, and the reinvestment's coming in for players, but the investments for Big coming out as well. Now, syrsoN in these rounds tends to operate with a scout instead of an AWP because can't afford it, but on Ancient, he's actually operating with an M4, so this is curious to see. And with this setup right now, faveN is going to be the A anchor, so he didn't have a lot of action over there on Vertigo, being the B anchor. Let's see how much action he gets being the A anchor on Ancient. Probably not a lot, I imagine.
He has to do the jobs. He's given. Just definitely much more of an inactive start part of the map.
Well, they are coming to his direction right now with the bomb, and syrsoN is a bit of a sleeper, right? He's hiding behind the tall box, so it might be a pounce here with some mid-lurk from Inters.
Yeah, and the role he has to play here, faveN has to act like CT solo A. He has to look like and react as if he was alone.
Oh, looks like he was alone.
He sold it.
Guys, we're going in.
tabseN draws attention. syrsoN should have a 3K. He could have a double at least.
The mop and bucket, aisle 12.
Oh, I don't like it.
Now he's just baited away tizzy.
I'm nervous. Awkward gets it. They're already through temple. Krimbo may not check his corner. Ooh. Oh, thank God. syrsoN has at least done his due diligence and forces them off the A site. Now, the bomb is lost. The CTs have control, and it's just a question of caging this CT push. Look at the angle Krimbo's opted for. It's less lethal, but it will be information safely.
syrsoN's already come through main once this round. He's going to try it a second time.
Oh, very lethal. Never mind. Krimbo's handled business. syrsoN decides he might go for another clutch. Now, he's already had one in the 1v1. Double kill to his name.
Where's he going? Where you going, syrsoN?
Not sure what his plans are here.
Where you going, mate?
Is he hoping to arrive CT with 5 seconds to spare?
Yeah, look, he's going to have to keep the W key held. He can't be doing too much of the shifty boy business here. He's only got
shifty boying.
Yeah, 17 seconds now, syrsoN.
Bro, and it's just
he's doing the I'm making it look like I'm going for it, but really I'm saving. Everyone's favorite. Him and James, they have a special club for this one.
Yeah, there is a unique club. But for a second there, we thought he was going for a round-the-world maneuver. It's not worked out, and Big Clan take the round, and
good damage.
He gets another one. Oh, having a pop at a squat there. You can see the corpses of the, the player that syrsoN let through, I believe it was Hobbit, does shut him down eventually. We can see this. I mean, there was a lot of opportunities for him to strike, and the way syrsoN handled it in the end, it worked out into a round. It was like round winning. Take down nafany, and it was the second frag, this one here, necessary. Could have got really awkward for Krimbo.
Yeah, silenced them for you, not quite sure where those bullets are coming through, but a lot of damage done there, as we mentioned. So it's 2 MP9s and a FAMAS to meet the M4s that are, well, remaining for Big here. The other buy for players is pretty broken too. A Deagle, a couple of Galils. So neither team in the optimal situation here. But B lane control being quite heavily contested. You can see the smokes littering that right now. Top left-hand side of your screen on the radar, CT and T smokes. There's a cave smoke thrown, mid smokes as well. So now as it starts to subside, I just want to know who's going to be the Mopos for Big. I assume tabseN.
Yeah, I mean, I just love watching Hobbit exploit the responsibilities of that CT and mid. He'll make them keep them guessing consistently. Now, this isn't the best round to talk about it, given that they are regrouping and just going for a late pop out of the B long.
See, Krimbo on the jiggle, he has a smoke in his hand, right? So as soon as he takes any contact, he can drop this smoke and then play behind it. And if players execute without clearing this, oh, there you go, lucky they cleared it. They're coming through.
Oh, he's so ahead of it. He is so ahead, and now in trouble. Nice catch. MP9 delivers. tabseN nade as well.
Through the boards, two kills.
Through the boards, aXal has at least leveled it up, but they don't have space. Sure, you've killed them. Rotates through, unconfirmed now as to how they have to position.
I believe you just got both kills through the boards right there. You can see the X's on the map as they lined on up to that 35 bullets, spam straight through the paper-thin wood.
Good to have it bangable. Thanks, Volvo. 28 as they return to B.
They still have two smokes. They can smoke long and short here and just execute into the site, but they're opting to go contact through cave. So they can throw an easy one once you get into cave just here. Just pop it in, cover off short. But no, slow as you like.
It is just syrsoN now. Whole team, loud. aXal down. They have to disrupt the plant or keep the Hobbit bodyguard down, and they can't do either. A 2v2 established. Faven to try and play retake. Util dumped. Hobbit is now dead, and Faven's not doing well. Nice rundown. tsyRsoN saves the Big Clan boys from a red face there, and it will be a loud celebration. I think they really do want to try and get under players' skin. I think the mental game is one that Big Clan are going to have to try and exploit as well. Ancient, this is players' pick for a reason. Very threatening with aXal through the boards, but Big force them to swallow their pride.
Yeah, this is the double kill I was talking about there. You can see on the X-ray them lining up, so he's fortunate to get that here. Curious to not use the smokes, right? Contact in, yeah, okay, you want to catch them off guard, hope that lulls them into a rotation or whatnot, but you didn't have the smokes down. They were happy to push on through, and that's one of the keys to success here for Big. So down to the pistols for players. Julie's for nafany, a P250 for Inters, Deagle for Hobbit, Shiro saving for an AWP will just find himself on a Glock, and aXal has a Tech 9. So you get a true smattering of all the different pistols that you can purchase right here. I think quite literally, actually. The only one we're missing is the CZ, right? So a bit of everything.
Ah, lovely. tsyRsoN gets to put on his straw hat. And syrsoN does as well. $1,200 injected very quickly into his bank account, and aXal, yeah, his fun and games never really got started. He was responsible to cage NEA aggressions, and now finds himself at spawn with the bomb and zero territory. We can assume that this one will peter out into a Tech 9 walk to A?
If he just chills around here and starts to account for syrsoN's push, he could find himself a free gun, right? So if I was going to start to, and I know it's only an MP9, but it's still a gun. It's just the thing is he'd have to account for this, and the T-spawn push from B, not
too common.
Simplest, yeah.
syrsoN's not a knifey boy, is he?
I don't think syrsoN will even clear this angle. Oh, there you go. He will.
He's a knifer.
Counter-terrorists win.
1,500. That's a very, very good round for the AWPer. Not only does he come in with $7,500, but he farms himself up a lovely haul there over the course of 2 SMG frags and a knife.
Well, we'll see both teams get out the AWP now. You can watch this eco bash here. tsyRsoN thrust forward. This is the 2 MP9 kills you were talking about here under pressure, but the flash, that was good. And a timeout called. This time it's going to be from Groove. Just wants to have a little bit of a chat with the players before they go into this gun round. Enough for nafany and Inters to buy, don't you worry about that. But just making sure they talk through all their options here. Now, Big are yet to play an Ancient with Krimbo. They've played it with Keto. I think I was having a look, it's like 4 times. And there was, the last 4 times they played it, they'd only won it once. Let's put it that way. That's probably a little bit safer to play my words that way. So a 25% win rate, what you saw, but none of that is with Krimbo. So we're going to see what he can bring to the table right here. And we know that this map has a CT side bias. So we're looking for at least 9 rounds for that of Big on their CT side. It was enough for Movistar Riders to get it done. Let's see if it's enough for the Germans. Close mid smoke, so not opting for the deep, and tzyzYN putting some bullets through. Limp the molly behind that. The thing is that molly will subside, and Hobbit can even play behind that smoke and link up with Inters here. They're trying their luck towards A again. Now they have a little bit of mid pressure. They have a bit of B lane pressure, and now they can start working on this A execute. This is what you want to do if you're going to work A, is make sure you're pressuring the other key points of the map here and keeping the information barren, which they've done a great job of. But is it a lurk? Is it an execute? Looks like they're just going to poke their head in here.
Haven's got caught out once. Can he find it on the angle again? They crouch under the peak. He's being swung on. Very scary times. Good bodyguarding from tzyzYN. 2 out of Donut. Posted up. The Orba looking for the glorious peak. Damn, syrsoN tracks him.
That was nice.
Yeah, that was a Ferrari swing. Cut down
Hobbit's gotten
quick.
here.
Yeah, and there is a lot to be discussed here. syrsoN knows he's susceptible.
Ready for that.
syrsoN is switched on. And Hobbit catches tabseN. This is all players, the individuals taking and punishing. syrsoN here's Inters and misses his quick scope. Won't make the same mistake twice.
Back to A they go.
Surely.
Wow, syrsoN, he just got the message, he just got the memo. They're bouncing between both points here. Hobbit actually decided to go Donut instead straight towards Red House, which means that syrsoN's actually been able to get past. He can contend against this 1-on-2.
Everything that syrsoN did could be for naught. syrsoN's just going to have to pivot now. Bomb through Donut. Time is of the essence. Hobbit gets the info. 15 seconds, syrsoN going through mid. syrsoN switched on. Both of them so alert. So alert. The smoke complies. He's going for the full commit, and damage so high. 8 seconds.
What are you going to do, syrsoN?
He's not got time. syrsoN has won the round.
What?
This is so peculiar. Everything syrsoN did for nothing. And syrsoN just outbrains the bunch.
Whoa. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, look, Hobbit, he went to Donut to secure A, but really, in that situation, he should have gone to Red House to secure the rotation. I think Krimbo must have been heard from Inters, right? I think Inters, the guy you see dying here, when he was up on B lane, may have heard Krimbo pushing spawn, because I don't know how syrsoN was ready for that.
You know syrsoN gets this frag, heads to mid, and as soon as he hears those steps, it's just like euphoria. He just knows he's got to slow and take the fight. Talking to taking the fight. Look at this AWP. Flashed off. Krimbo could end the round right here. syrsoN, dead man. Bodies dropping. Krimbo, the master of 3. And just repels the invaders. No one left but Axel. And gone. Just like that, as quickly as they came, they leave.
So it was like a tilt type round into a clean sweep. So that is great for Big. Like mentally, they just had a really good pickup. And then as far as the economy and building a bank balance is concerned, it's even better. Another timeout called here from Groove. You can see he's just chilling. He's got his legs crossed. He's got his pen. He's got his paper. He's just going to try and run him through what the options are. syrsoN, through virtue of saving, has a little bit less cash than everybody, so we'll see if he operates with a Galil or maybe a pistol, but they can buy. They can get the rifles out. They can get the util behind it here, and the double AWPs are equipped right now for Big. I think they're aware they're getting a bit of mid space, because what tzyzYN's throwing is that, well, it's more shallow from the CT side, right? It's actually in the cusp of mid. It's not in the deep elbow part. So if he keeps doing that, I wouldn't be too worried about scrimming through if I was players with enough suppressing flashes. I think it would be something I'd be relatively confident in trying. They're not going for that this time. Donut, Infinity Molly, and top Red House Smoke, the standard stuff.
tabseN's feeling himself here. He just goes for the fight, and it leads to Nafany's demise. Another double in the feed for Big Clan.
That was way too simple, wasn't it? Just 2 duels. He just got 2 complete fights there, and now it's syrsoN's turn. He doesn't miss these.
Yeah, he's never going to miss those. He gets to jump for the info and peek on his own discretion. They're walking in. Just a bit shy of the flash, and now he is in trouble. He will be burnt out. Smoke to respond, and oh, tzyzYN's death does surely seal the deal. They know they've got him cooked. Cornered. syrsoN doesn't want to lose the bomb in an overcommitment, but he is taking it ledge. syrsoN's not ready for this. Hobbit deals with it, and so a competitive approach. 2v4 becomes 2v3.
Krimbo's done this before. We just highlighted it earlier where Shiro caught him off guard, and he's going for it again. And the cool thing here is players like to play these mid-rounds, right, where they will rotate back through quite frequently. So the good thing is, for Krimbo, if it was a B play, he would own them. The issue is, it's not a B play whatsoever. Shiro in red house, Hobbit applying some pressure now out through A main. He's flashed forward, he's making some shots, and that baited tabseN in, who's found another.
Can't believe tabseN wins that duel. Shiro gets all the info and the element of surprise, and NK, I definitely think this is part of his game plan. I know casters like to give you way too much credit when it's not always due, but I'm just saying, I think he's well aware, you know, that the players are fragile right now. They were unsatisfied with their performance. They picked up a surprising loss yesterday, and he knows that this is the same map that they were probably analyzing and frustrated on previously. We had 3 players absent yesterday on this map, and now you're back. You're starting to pick up pace. You want them to hear how much you're enjoying it.
Yeah, that's true. The Movistar Riders were loud as well, right? I think that's just more nature of how they tend to celebrate, but yeah, it definitely pays in, right?
I don't think NK's had his voice this tuned in their previous affairs. Maybe he knows that this could be just that little extra to get them across the line. Now, faveN, this is a lovely angle to take. It's good for information. It's good for a good early frag. That is if tzySoN is safe to hold a halls. Now, with the setup, with the buy, he shouldn't have too many issues other than him being run down by a pace change.
It is Inter's flash, which could give them a go, but I don't know how he flashes from this position to permeate a spot like faveN sitting in here of Temple, so it's going to have to be a jump across.
Yeah. Well, they do bait the shot, and tzySoN's only got 1. This could go wrong. This is going wrong. He's only got a USP, and he's being run down. Now another one down. syrsoN's at least kept it level. That's a bit of an oopsie from Shiro. He's walked straight back into the scope. syrsoN's giving free roam rather, to find the frags. Now, he's not got any hope, his Hobbit. He's cleared B. And attention drawn to that rotate.
tabseN's got this one locked.
Yeah.
He's not even doubting himself here, just hiding and using the jut of the wall here to give himself a bit of an orky angle for Hobbit to clear. And there you have it. Nice shot there from tabseN, continuing to do some work. But syrsoN, I think, is the key right now. 12 kills for him, right? If this AWP continues to find a lot of impact here on Ancient, right? There's a lot of long corridors where it's good, right? Obviously, you can see him when he gets out towards middle, or you saw faveN AWPing in towards Donut. You can go aggressive A main with it. If you really want, you can start doing run boosts. You can start doing the run boost and get him over towards Ledge and Heaven, peeking down towards the B lane. You can play passive over towards B. So if he's feeling it and he's flowing with it, Alex, this is the 3rd timeout already from players. That's 3 timeouts in 9 rounds of play, and we're about to go into round number 10.
Yeah, Ancient at the moment feeling a little bit like the start of Vertigo, but we know how that managed to boil on out. Admittedly, Big Clan gave them a way back in. A couple of unforced errors on their part. Gave players the confidence in the individuals online. Shiro definitely has showed up. We saw him close out that pistol and continue to be a threat with 11-6. His scoreline embodies that, but at the moment, absence from Nafany, absence from Hobbit.
Need a few tricks here, right, to try and activate that of Nafany. We know that Hobbit can work out mid when he is given the room and the space to do so.
I do think it's interesting. Yes, the Hobbit's lurky smoke that I've been such a sucker for because it does neutralize red room holds. tzySoN's counter is so simple. He just
negated it completely.
Throws a smoke on top of it.
Yeah. All right. Well,
you can have that. I'll just have a better one. Yeah. There you go. Like, look what it does to Hobbit. He has to either go through and start clearing from scratch.
And that means that the B players, during all of this while they're taking B lane, don't know if a player has jumped up Heaven and wants to take that fight, right? So
it's messing their default up.
Yeah, they're going to have to adjust this, and that's going to be up to Hobbit to vocalize. Now, I don't know if they already have. It looks like now they've completely left B lane, so they're aware of how susceptible they are to that type of a play. That's going to put all their eggs in this basket of mid. Now, they do have the number advantage here. It's a late mid take now, so cut out Molly, Red House smoke, but it's still double AWPs, right? So faveN or syrsoN can find one and then poke away quite quickly here. 49 seconds on the clock, so we've already whittled through more than half the time of this round.
Yeah, and they've got nothing to celebrate but mid control.
If they go A late, like tzySoN's position, he should be good to stall out Axile, and then he's going to be in an awkward position to clear because as you enter A from Donut, you have to worry about A main, Temple, and CT.
Yeah. Really brutal. They really are light on time here. I feel like players' clock has been another enemy, like the 6th man that's been besting them here. 20 seconds, lads. faveN's going to be on the way. It is only 2 players to defend, but tzySoN can disrupt.
He can just stay here. He doesn't even need to peek.
Oh. He's gone. And that should be a player's recovery. Yeah, they're already cowering for a save of the double orb. And well handled. There was a couple of ways that could have gone wrong. The opening pick, though, completely converted.
Yeah, that's the M4, not best in the AK right there. You get the dink, but not the kill onto Axile. That could have been the frag, and everything would have changed in that one. So they will grab their third, and there's the adjustment, right? They just don't want to play B lane. They just don't want to play B lane at all. We're happy to go late through middle here. We know that if you use a lot of utility mid and B lane early, eventually when that subsides, you have to kind of sit on your haunches. This was a good opening here from syrsoN onto tabseN. We saw him win an easy fight from there before, so going for that same trick hasn't paid off twice.
And you can see how that could have spiraled, right? Dink, the who's there, and Orb misses his first shot. Suddenly it's a double, and you're in main, stopping all of that funny business. It's the smallest margins. We will see, though, the round concludes. Third now on the board, and a necessary one for players if they want to post a competitive half here. It was a 7-round run from Big Clan.
That's nice. That is very nice. It's given them a bit of a buffer as far as the cash is concerned, too. So with the saves, they get another full buyout now, and next round with the loss bonus, there isn't going to be sitting at 1900. They should be close enough to get something at least threatening. But the thing with Big is they tend to take the more conservative approach, so we will wait and see. It depends on the saves, too. But a lot of responsibility given to tzyzYN here in mid. Like, he's had help a couple of times, right? But more often than not, it's just him. So he has been tasked with an awful lot here just to control this one area of the map. And sure, it allows them to bolster B. Sure, it allows syrsoN to float around the map a little bit more so early. There's some teams you see who start 3 middle, and then you rotate 1 donut to A, you keep 2 aggressive mid, so... Oh.
tabseN, very much determined to maintain mid control, lets tzyzYN soft rotate by dropping out of cave into mid.
This is an adjustment, right?
Yeah.
If they played 2 in donut, or if they played a sleeper in donut here of tabseN, could kind of foil their plans.
Really cool adjustment, because it looks like players are going straight back to the same play. They want to fake it out, flash out. Smoke is the same feeling, but with a different setup. tzyzYN trying to tap a couple of heads on the cross. No traces with the silencer enables him to take those more ambitious attempts.
Nafany's pathing is everything, and he is heading towards donut. I was going to say you could jump up Tetris over towards B, but it's the same play, almost.
Yeah, it is, and tabseN might go off. tzyzYN actually wins out the duel in middle. They're not going to be ready for this now. Oh, they have completely not checked him. And the double. It's the freest double tabseN's collected. Bomb lost, likely the round, unless Inter's feeling like the hero. Posts his 4th frag, but walks into the scope of faveN. And with 18 seconds left, bomb to be retrieved. Axile's hopes and dreams fading.
He's locked in. syrsoN's over towards T-spawn already at the totem, so this one's done. Yeah. Thing is, if he goes down after time, that is the worst case. 5, 4, 3, 2... Well, he'll survive, and he even gets a kill, so could have been catastrophic right there, but turns out okay, and can't get to the AWP quick enough. But an immediate response back. So that's 7 in a trot. There's a hiccup. There's a speed bump, but we're back in cruise control.
And how much
now.
would you credit that to tabseN's mid-round adjustment?
It was a great little adjustment, wasn't it? Yeah. So the fact that they did try to run almost exactly the same play again, Big, they're not going to fall for it twice. As double AWPs, really part of Big's game plan here. They continue to run it.
And I think one of the reasons that's been working for them
Good syrsoN right
is
now.
that syrsoN was typically leaning towards B. Okay, syrsoN, that's really ambitious. I think he's just been spotted, but that doesn't stop him pulling the
Very
trigger onto
naughty.
Axile. That's going to really annoy him. And he's allowed to get away.
He's through. He's called his bluff. You won't be expecting this. They've just disrespected the smoke completely.
faveN will be posted up to at least acknowledge it, but if they do just pick up the pace, faveN's got to do a lot here, and they've been really nice with their flight paths. They can boost as well. Oh, he's going to go from nothing to everything. They can jump, bait the shot, pull the crosshair.
Right.
Oh, gets it with the flashbang out, ready for the orb, baits the shot, and now it goes down. Nafany has access to the sight bomb on the back of syrsoN. tabseN through Temple has just missed Nafany's cross.
Good timing, though. He should be able to stall out this plant.
Most likely. Oh, yeah, Nafany did not consider the repositioning to Temple. A counter flash is good. tabseN's a threat, baiting more shots. syrsoN still in the chaos of it all, providing the necessary first. There's more required, and syrsoN's too quick. 9 already in the bank account for the defense. Big Clan, they've come here to play today. And if they can close this out cleanly, players have got such a high bar that's been set by the defensive adversary. This gets scary.
And we have Mirage as the third map, so going to be interesting to see how this one all shapes up on Mirage. Look, I'd have players as my favorite to pick up that map, but all in all, right now this is letting a lot of air out of the balloon. We're losing a...
Is it making that sound?
Yeah, at the moment it is. And this is the thing, right? It is still quite the CT bias map, but players picked it, right? You'd be wanting to get a decent T-haul. Lots more pressure applied to Cave, so through the flak damage and even more to follow.
Yeah, I think 6 is usually a pretty damn good metric for a T-side that had its successes. Oh, lovely, lovely find from syrsoN. The utility implies Hobbit coming through. Sticks around just long enough to pull the trigger. And 12th death for Hobbit, usually a very consistent fragging presence, especially on Ancient.
This looks very, very likely to be a B here. Nafany can smoke, they can molly, and then they can... Oh, Shiro, he's been able to find one.
Get that! Yeah, just parked up, catches it as it fades. Re-smoke now from Krimbo.
Well, Nafany can do the same trick.
He could even wallbang him. Doesn't think he goes for it, actually, yeah. And that reveals Nafany, but draws attention away for Inters to take down the AWPer. From the ramp, syrsoN loses his head from the Galil. Big opening. Keep us in a competitive stead. That 4th round that players find compulsory. Faven's cut off the rotate just by parking himself in mid, just playing to contain, as Chad Birchall likes to put it.
Likely to be, well, definitely going to be the B finish now that Axel's come in through the cave position, but 2 of them, short and long, just poking those rifles forward here to take a fight on either angle.
20 seconds, they love running down this clock. It just makes me so nervous. 15, lads. Next jiggle is the fight. And Tizian says good night. You gotta plan now. You gotta plan now, and you've lost all your teammates. You can't win the round, Axel. You get the first 2, but just by virtue of the clock, we have another round on the board for the Big Clan boys.
Yeah, this is looking very, very good for them now. If they can get 11-4, look, we know Zonics law, but still, it's going to be a very, very good first half here for Big. And let's see what they have prepped for their T side. Might be able to pull off a little bit of magic here against players who rough time of things at the moment. Galil's 3, AK's 2, Util light, and away we go. Round number 14 as 3 players head over towards B. Hobbit in mid, and Axel, he's just going to be at spawn. That's where he spent so much of his time yesterday against the Riders on the T half, just throwing utility to try and facilitate his players. Here's Hobbit, he's having a peek, he's having a fight, and he's able to get the kill that he was looking for.
Yeah, I mean, this does lead us into the pursuit of a 4th convincingly. It could still go wrong. Now, bomb loose, scooped up, and on its way back through T-spawn. They want to just use their numbers, Chad. It makes a lot of sense.
The only thing they have to avoid here is not being noisy in A main. And if they do decide to go through Donut together, they should, like Faven's in a position, if they went through Donut, he could probably get 2, but then he should be traded. Now that they're a bit more split up, it does come back to that sound cue I previously mentioned. So avoid that because it'll give enough time for syrsoN to get there to potentially respond. Maybe not enough time to stop them from getting to Temple, but enough time to be ready to make sure they don't get all the way to CT. They've actually just called B lane clear. So here comes the rotation. Time, it could be the problem again for players.
Oh, if syrsoN gambles and just leaves mid open, which is the right call, he can be there to at least support. Smoked off, implies a commitment. Faven's ready as well. And syrsoN trying his best to delay, but already so low, so low. He will go down to the spray. Just 2 more to find here. Yeah, Faven's there. It's up to tabseN to be an absolute madman. Only the first found, 4 secure. And it was a team ace, every single member providing a nice frag from the players.
Yeah, nice, good stuff right there. That was handled right, and you could see where it was going to go wrong, but they accounted for the, well, only place that syrsoN can find with that AWP. He's had to take a risk as well because he doesn't want to allow them to fortify in the site. If he'd rotated through Temple, it would have been some angles that they were already close. Big box, maybe a couple of harder fights that he didn't want to have to take. But that one all comes down to the timing, and it felt like they had enough. But broken for the final round of play here. Pistols, MP9s,
Could get fruity. Could get fruity, especially with nades like that. Shiro's aggression has been punished by a HE. And re-smoking for an aggressive maneuver. Krimbo. He's progressing in. Is there a flashbang for them? This actually is a bit sketchy. Nafany's in the right position, baited by the toes, but still finds the opening. Falling through the smoke, and again, that double entry's been secured through aggression.
Yeah, that's the difference maker, right? 2 openers, that should be the round done and dusted here. It is just these cobbled together pistols. It's very, very rough here to defend against these players who are hitting the brakes again, right? And it hasn't worked for them in a lot of the situations, but now this is where it's more desperate for Big. This is where they go, oh, well, we have to go for a play. We have to try and make a move. And as the seconds continue to sift through the hourglass, it's looking very likely like a 10-5. So it was a 9-6 yesterday, and then players still ended up losing. But I feel that this was going to be a little bit different on the CT side. It's not like it's been completely quiet from everybody who was no-shows yesterday. At least Axel's here to play, right? Hobbit hasn't dropped almost 30 this time round, but they've still been able to squeak through with... Oh.
He is such a rascal. Deals with the problem. syrsoN gone, and it is just a question of time. tabseN, unless he's feeling invisible. He certainly is visible for Nafany, and issues resolved. What is your take on the skeleton knife?
I like it.
It's sexy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think the vanilla one is probably the coolest.
I wanted one, but I opened that butterfly lore, so I think I'll stick with that.
That's a fair cop as well. And so is that. We'll call it a 10-5 half, as discussed. Big Clan 6 rounds away from forcing Mirage. We'll get to see if this series will go the distance. Group C, this is a big game for both teams. Pun absolutely not intended. Players versus Big continues in just a moment. Just pulled Vertigo across the line, and that was Big Clan's pick. But this is a big but, I cannot lie. I'm not talking about Virtual, I'm talking about 10 rounds on the board for Big. Now, they're coming into the T side. If this pistol does get converted, we could be looking at a very quick second half. Players unable to voice too many concerns, and we catapult to Mirage. Or we go the distance. One less round than they managed to accrue in the first half up against Movistar Riders. Maybe players can do something different here on the CT side. A lot of the frag discrepancies of yesterday don't seem to be here in the same way.
Yet.
Yeah,
this is where things really turned into the syrsoN Hobbit show, right? The two of them just putting on a blistering individual performance. But here's the B exec. Nafany at range.
Yeah, draws the crosshair. Good jump. Faven willing to take that first contact.
He's trying to bait them into inters, but...
Oh, that's why they put the P250 on Krimbo. He's getting a lot of extra pistol fun. Inters has made it interesting. Bomb now down already and ticking.
Smoke from Inters here.
Cave side. Tizian responsible for lane. This is going to be a Hobbit dance with Tizzy.
Is Inters going to smoke? Oh. Hobbit needs to chill. He needs to let these rest of his teammates activate here, Alex.
Yeah, he does. And that's coming in now. Axel, Shiro, Inters, all from short and long. They smoke off the ramp. Krimbo unable to contribute. Oh, Axel can't find the head. His teammates do. 2-on-2. There is a kit on Inters. They may not be ready for this. They have to push. If this click hits Tizian, it's done. Knocked off the bomb. Shiro, they're running out of ammo. It's a knife fight, and it's over. Big take the T pistol by virtue of a quick plan.
Okay, well, that's changing pistols or swapping or trading pistols in this very map right here. But yeah, that one was extremely awkward there towards the tail moments. That top ramp smoked sure, but there was 3 players who they had to deal with from Cave, and they just couldn't get enough done there on the way back in. Players, they're going to go for a force buy. I see a UMP in the mix. I see Shiro dropping across an M4 to Nafany. So this is extremely desperate right now. You were talking about us getting catapulted to a third map if things were picked up by Big early. Well, this one will really send us there. Quick, smart.
Faven's really quick. I love that. Just going to condition the CTs that they have to acknowledge and punish that gap in the donut cross, because he's just going to walk through. Nutmeg, perhaps. Krimbo lining up for a donut smoke, so...
It's just Axel here right now. Hobbit's leaning B. The other three of them are in B. So
I guess they're just gambling. Yeah, this is going to have to be all on to a very smoked-off Axel in Temple.
He can't do anything here.
Ugh.
He cannot do anything at all. Has to wait out this smoke. They're rotating in.
Could still go wrong. Could still go awry. And nice problem solved. Axel late. Aggressive. You got to try something.
The hop off the step 1-2 right there. They'll try and retain this M4, and they should probably get the good graces of Big to be able to do so here.
Is there anything for Shiro to like be excited about saving?
I don't think he can scoop anything up, right? Because most of it is over towards that A site, so it's not going to get blown his direction. I think for him, it's just about applying a buffer for nafany to hold on to this M4, because next round will just be this Deagle, the M4, the smoke, and the head armor. And that's not going to go very far unless they can set nafany up for success. You can see right there, Jay, the gun watcher, has found the Galil. A bit like a bird watcher.
Yeah. Do you remember the other day when there was a nade that blew off the AWP at the same time? I was speaking to Jerry about finding it, and apparently it was just the most ridiculous of like combinations of consequences. The nade blowing as he died off the map. It's rare that we can't find those missing rifles, but it does happen in our beautifully unique game. So as you discussed, Chad has already kind of set the bar for our 18th round. Big Clan definitely are, you know, within touching distance of that Mirage, and Big sending tabseN out for a lot of very confident space and steps.
Same thing they did on pistol here. The difference when you see Big doing that, this smoke that's right in front of these two right here that Shiro's going to boost over, they're throwing the smoke as well from spawn. So it's the molly smoke combo, the red house, and all the flashes. So you're a lot braver to run out, especially against a light buy like this. We'll see what happens next round when the guns are out here. But it also helps, and we discussed this with Hobbit taking that space to take the fight on cave from two separate angles. It's not just going to be the expected B lane as you run up the ramp. And, well, they've gambled correctly here. So last round, they put 50 bucks on black. This time, they put 50 bucks on red. And they've been able to outdo the stacks both times of players here. So nafany not having any luck with these little gambles here.
Yeah, I think he's seeing red at this point. Going to be a bit furious as the 13th comes in with only a USP defending your whole site. Bit late now to be considering that.
Yeah, and here's the thing. As these rifles start to fortify the long side, they can peer around, they can fight, they can just stifle any rotation coming in. You can see players in a line.
They're doing anti-flash and single ready for the fight. There is no flashes to be concerned about. And we are already witnessing a very, very broken players. Yeah, just getting repelled upon the first contact.
The thing is, I think that Big have also identified they just want a couple of exits here or to see if they overstep the mark. So they've all just started to actually backpedal. tabseN dealing with T-Spawn now as well. So they're aware of what the play was. And as tabseN takes back this space, he's going, all right, guys, just come to me. We can save. Because we all have rifles, right? We don't need to give these away. We don't need to push anywhere on our own. Just come on back to the big man. I've told you where to be. I've told you where to stand. One will go off. Krimbo will survive, and there you have it. They don't give anything over, right? So great work. It's important, right, to keep rounds like this, especially if it was a game where players wanted to mount a comeback. So really, really good stuff by Big here. First outing with Krimbo on Ancient, and it's looking like a lock.
Yeah, I've got a lot of admiration for Krimbo, who's come into the, you know, the deepest of waters in this competitive environment. You're up against one of the biggest names in your group. And he's just holding his own, holding his nerve, playing his game. Seems like a good find.
Ooh, this could be a big play here.
Now, tizzyN is usually quite well drilled on his clears. But the bait of the AWP shots, yeah.
I've seen that setup before.
He was ready for it. Shiro ready to catch a swing, but syrsoN's good to punish, and they burn him out. A, open for business. Disaster has struck. syrsoN doesn't want to be the first man in, certainly scoops up any additional util he could find, and they are going to just reset this.
I like the call as well, because nafany did start to float on over to join Hobbit here to fortify this A bomb site. It just leaves Inters on his lonesome over towards Cave. And here's the thing, the biggest issue for Big right now is picking a bomb site. Right? You have the number advantage, but you need to just go together to trade. Now, we do see teams put these feelers out, right, where they send one player in, but it looks like they are going to keep it by the book. And as they head back towards A,
syrsoN's been posted up to confirm that no one's looked for info. I think nafany has, you saw kind of a couple of steps of the thought process that he is going to gamble A eventually.
Well, Hobbit's going to lure them in here, and that can activate nafany. So if syrsoN, oh, he's moved away from the line. This is well placed.
They get them boost. Great headshot, bomb loose, confirms their suspicions. They're in the right place. They hedge their bets, and Hobbit sends 2 to the Shadow Realm. 3v2 now, man advantage returns. Good nade. 20 seconds, a dink, Faven low, all onto syrsoN. He needs to find Hobbit now. He's too low. The box, it's banged. Perfect from syrsoN. 3 frags and counting, looking to come up clutch. So much time has passed. He knows Inters is close. He knows it must be close. Inters, can he stop the plant? No. syrsoN would need to hit the flick of a century. Loud about this, and Inters not gonna fall foul to syrsoN. He saves the CT's players, given a gift. Hobbit a big part of that.
Yeah, massive stuff from Hobbit there, right? I don't know what made him throw that Molotov, but it was perfectly timed. It thrust them forward. He gets 2 massive kills there. It stalls them on out. nafany activates, doesn't get the kill by bullets, but gets it done with the nade. And then they're able to get across the line here with only their 6th, but they're starting to work on something now. Players, they'll need to string a consecutive round off the back of that. And you're going to feel a little bit hard done by here if you are big. You did a great job early opening up the account. You had the number advantage, you regrouped, and just straight into that molly, and Hobbit doing a great little play. So sometimes that's the way she goes.
Ooh, lots of good damage. Chipping away is Inters as he's starting to heat up.
Oh, flubbed that one there as well. Tried to get the molly off. That hasn't bounced in towards the lip of cave, so Inters can hang around. 2 players working through mid of Krimbo and tabseN. And this boost, do they flash here off the line, or does he just peek? There's the flash, but where's the peek?
syrsoN, good restraint over the smoke. Eliminates the Steorping threat. Now, we have already seen that when rounds slow down, players tend to be able to keep their finger on the pulse. Very nice slow dismount from tabseN. Doesn't make a step, and Hobbit will be none the wiser. 2 advancing on his position, crouching in, and Hobbit good for it. Gets the information safely. Krimbo doesn't have any element of surprise, but he has the precision required. 45, they regroup. Oh, yeah, Axel does sweep back through to nullify the threat.
Oh, they're going into a lockdown here, aren't they?
You're cooked. syrsoN, good. Big plant. Only really looking to get a plant out of this, and Axel's not going to allow that. Oh, clear and perfect play, just in the off angle. Recovery imminent here for players. It would take a couple more of those tests from Big.
Yeah, and this is the perfect map to be able to just go on a massive CT-sided spree for players. So if you were concerned when you were watching, you got to remember what map we are playing just here. Big did great in terms of getting the pistol, converting the forces, but this is where it gets very, very difficult. This is where the gun rounds, we're going to need to see something outside of the box. They need to take advantage of the tendencies of players. It might need a big individual just to pop off and get them 2 openings here, because they got stalled out on Vertigo as well. Now it is going to just be 5 pistolas, 3 Glocks, a P250 and a Deagle walk over into Axel's domain. And we saw him earlier get a full eco bash. Let's see if he can do it again. Alex Richardson for more.
That'll taste quite nice. And they will either stare at the smoke or accelerate through it. Here comes Axel's attempt to farm. Lovely stuff. It's going to be run down eventually. The Deagle, a bit of a surprise. And Faven
Nice
knocked
plant.
off the plant.
Oh, spoke too soon, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah, that does tend to happen. 1 man left. And that's the end of syrsoN. So the round that could have had a plant didn't. And the score is now only separated by 5 whole rounds, 13-8 now. And remember, the gravitas of this matchup here, look, it doesn't have any immediate implications. We're not like, oh, these guys are out of the group, or oh, these guys are through. It's, oh, how deep does the rabbit hole go? Because things can get a little bit funky, right? Movistar Riders upsetting players yesterday has sent this into already a bit of an interesting conversation. If results continue to trend like that, that's where we really get to see how crazy Group C gets. Back towards A again. tabseN and tabseN both cop the nades. What if Big are just cursed because their 5th is never going to have a capital N like everybody else?
Yeah, I think that is actually the leading conspiracy. Okay. Well, this is completely unannounced. Now they hear the pin. Axel's in a prime position to still have vision. In front of the smoke. They may not clear him. It's all or nothing. Oh, jump down traded. Hobbit again. He loves this box, loves this angle, thriving in it. It's tabseN sharp shooting that keeps Big Clan with their heart beating. And hope far from fleeting if syrsoN can get the bomb down.
As a smoke syrsoN, if he smokes off CT, it would be perfect.
Don't go ahead of it. Oh, he nearly did. Nearly did. He's making me nervous, but ahead of the smoke is nafany. Make or break time. tabseN's going for a round-the-world maneuver. Shiro switched on to the possibility.
Inters are still on B during all of this.
Yeah, can you believe it? But I mean... Oh, they needed that. And just the perfect combination. nafany goes down. A right swipe of his mouse from Shiro to react as tabseN rounds the corner for 14.
There you go. Okay, so these are going to be hard to come by here. So they brute forced their way into that site. The fact that Axel and Hobbit only go 1-for-1, they were isolated in those duels. It felt like the attack was just coming straight for them there. So well handled from Big. They've manufactured a gun round. Just need a couple more. He can get across the line, and a big shot from faveN. He's been having another rough go of things here. Only 6 kills to his name so far, but that was one with some impact on it, right? You know, it's sourced up enough. Inters will hold on to this M4. I'm sure that nafany would be loving a drop, as the loss bonus is only 1,400 next round. Hobbit could buy. Maybe it'll go to Axel, actually. Well, we'll have to wait and see.
I think that was... for Big Clan, that's huge. I'm not saying this is going to be over quickly, but after... losing the string of rounds they did concede, 3 on the trot. They wanted to prove to themselves that they weren't going to be having that long run in the same way they did on the CT Hall. This 3v3 solving for them is going to be a very good vibration. Just
quickly with that noise that we can hear, that is the last timeout now called from players. So they did the same thing on Vertigo and still pulled through. They called a lot of their timeouts well and truly before regulation was over. I think here Inters could even drop 2 M4s. He had over 6k, so he could have dropped 2 M4s right there, but looks like it is just going to be the one. Hobbit to buy himself, and there should be a gun available there for Axel. So they do piece this one together completely. As we are now inside the washing machine.
Good few red lambs in play. A lot of people bringing it back. I saw a nice one yesterday as well from John G. Keeping it retro, keeping it old school. tabseN. He's got a good spawn for the A side of the map, and you can see tiziaN responsible for all that util dumping. He's going to keep Hobbit guessing. I say that, it looked like the flash implied he was going through it, but no, just a containment spray. No one taking the early pace.
Another A play here, and it's tabseN to seek out this. Now, Axel, he's behind you, mate.
tabseN, will you check it? No, no one's checking it? Oh, this is making me nervous.
The thing is, they can just walk in. Axel will have no idea.
Oh, he's going to check. And he's just seen 2 of them with their backs turned. The freest double kill we have seen in Group C.
That is very curious. I wonder as to why Axel's turned around there. I guess it's just a timing check just to make sure. But the fact that he's been able to play so hyper-aggressive in A main and get a double kill immediately has set players up for what should be their 9th now. nafany's given one back over with some B-ramp aggression. So Krimbo, syrsoN, and faveN with very little utility to operate with and so much time to sit here and stew in their own juices.
I guess the beauty of nafany going down means that you are going to get a numbers advantage on the site. They're going to split 2-2.
And it's contact as well.
So contact in. Very predictable positions, as if there is the contrary available, but this is the fight. This is the fight they've been well drilled for. Krimbo knows when he's exposed. His teammate's supposed to be holding it. Oh, and Hobbit holds it in. Inters converts, and now syrsoN 1v4. 20 seconds. He's been given the green light to save.
A good spot there from Hobbit, right? He was playing between 2 angles, right? He wasn't hard over towards the left-hand side. He wasn't hard on the right-hand angle. Was just kind of crouched playing between both angles there. So you talk about Krimbo knowing what he's exposed to him. She's like, well, I shouldn't be exposed to that. Hold up, Hobbit. You're making something out of nothing there, and so syrsoN as they try and chase. There's one. Axel's coming. He's coming. He's coming. Oh, dear. We'll hold on to the AWP, so massive to keep that one in his hands.
Yeah, you need to keep syrsoN on his signature weapon. The big Kreen is very much the weapon of his choosing. This was such a crazy way to have players get back in. You know, after Big just posted their T round, and it was an intense 3v3, couple of timings. That one just real hits a flat note, and this one will too. I mean, they're always going to be threatening. The individuals could click on some heads very nicely with their P250s and their Desert Eagles, but it does kind of hinge on syrsoN going hunting. If he goes for a cave fight, Intus maybe, yeah, okay, Molotov him out. Extinguish to keep syrsoN alive. Didn't get the full extinguish, so he doesn't even get to continue his hunting.
But when you know that there's an AWP available, right, this should definitely change the way that you play on the CT side. So you shouldn't be like sweeping into any areas like deep behind the cube, right, knowing that the AWP might be posted up on the box. Or if you're going to play in cave, maybe don't do the jiggle, right? Just little things that the AWP can definitely punish. You have to make sure you account for them.
Like the boosting cave. We're not going to see it, but you can see Inters and nafany is posted up for that. Shiro versus syrsoN. That's a nice tight line. Mission accomplished.
Got one across here.
Play hot potato with the AWP. Oh, did he just... He has thread the needle. Krimbo checked, and there goes the threat. That was very threatening for a moment. The information implies that they could maybe try and fake B, get a plant out on A. tsysoN's alone with a Glock.
I guess, yeah, that's a good point, because if the AWP is shown now over towards this B side and they're able to get a kill, then it is going to draw quite the hefty rotation. And actually, they haven't even shown anything, and Axel and Shiro are now clearing mid. So tsysoN has an open runway right now to plant.
Yeah, and tabseN showing the AWP should be enough. Lovely from tabseN. He will go down to the second player long. Inters didn't actually
go down.
Yeah.
There's the plant. It's going down right about now.
He's ready for the push. Oh, I thought the quick scope could have come through, but at least the bomb plant has been achieved. Big. Getting a lot out of this, considering how it started.
If he had anything other than a Glock, I'd favor him. Oh, there's a deagle here if he can find it. It's just there on the ground. Oh, it's only a USP. They even they hoovered it all up.
He'll just save the M4, or maybe he can grab the AWP.
If he'd planted for himself spawn, actually, yeah, he could have gone for something a little bit more aggressive. But he'll get the AWP back. So all in all, great round. Yeah. 2 kills, bomb plan, AWP still saved. All good.
But it's so funny how it worked out.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's not how the typical one hero AWP round would shape up. Was that Axel unscrewing his silence?
He was there. I think he was just making sure it's working. Just checking, just checking. He just wanted to check. Wanted to unsheath it, make sure that the barrel at the end's not clogged. But moments here of almost this one getting out of control. Nice 2 kills here from tabseN, prepared for the swing of nafany. And this one here, you're right, yeah, the barrel was in the belly, just needed to pull the trigger. But here we go, back into the buys, just 2 more rounds still for Big, as we've now had 2 on the trot from players.
Business, Jaddy, this is it. Business end of our second map here. And they're going for a bit of a BX sec. You can see tabseN's gonna have the responsibility of all of those goodies in the corner, dropping them up. syrsoN perhaps on the tail end to throw that stuff out. Couple of flashes to get rid of first.
They're stockpiling, aren't they? Looks like Krimbo's going to be doing the util job here. Come on, young gun.
He knows them all. And we're ready to rock and or roll. Counter flash. Will they peek off it? Yes, they will.
Nothing.
Absolutely fine on the vision front. Inters. No, they line up. It was nearly the triple. What a spray out of Inters. And a great shot out of Shiro. He's holding his nerve, he's holding his sight. Barrel betrays him. They know he's still there. There's so much time. The rotate's on its way. What's Krimbo doing? He's got the bomb. He's advancing into the fray for Hobbit. Baits it. Can't overcommit with that. Gets a nice deep smoke off, and he wants to draw the fire. syrsoN is down. Shiro sticking around. Well handled. Really nice management of that defense, and I do think that nafany's Hirosh is indicative of how much at stake for players here.
Yeah, getting this done as a 2-0 after being pushed all the way, that's going to be huge for them. If this goes to a third, that's where things we continue to have the conversation about being rough over there. Now this was great from Inters, just playing everybody's favorite little cubby. Gets himself 2. Actually, that could have been a real problem, right? Because if he goes down with only 1 there, Shiro, what's he up to now? 26 kills, having a great game. Axel 2. And Hobbit will finish things off. And out mid we go, quick with pistols here. Favor's already in towards Donut.
Yeah, that is a nice pace change. He's not going to get flashed. He is going to be forced off. But Shiro, an uncharacteristic miss, leaves time and space for the quickest of the rounds. We've seen it's only syrsoN and his deagle up against the whole team. And he goes down, fighting. 12 now to 14. And we are at the real pointy end. You can see just how many rounds it's been.
Do you take a timeout if you're NK? Well, there it is.
It is.
There it is. I was going to say, because, yeah, you've allowed the boys to play for some time. They've had this lead for some time. Now it's probably an opportunity to either just breathe and relax. Guys, we still need 2 more. Or Here's a suggestion, right? It looks like it's a little bit of both. The coach is doing all the talking here, trying to give them an idea to get this one across the line.
The old Big Clan had issues with closing. This is not the old Big Clan by any stretch. In fact, with Krimbo joining the roster, now tabseN and Krimbo have a somewhat of a kind of a first and second in command type of vibe. You throw NK into the mix, you've got a lot of voices to try and resolve any of your mid-series dysfunction. I'm intrigued by Axal's choice of an AUG. I wonder if that suggests he's going to go for something a bit different in his A defense.
Yeah, it could be more retakey. Definitely a possibility here. I don't like the fact that I'm feeling like, hey, turn to syrsoN for an opener, but it does feel that way a little bit. tiziaN's actually ahead of this early util quite swiftly, mind you.
He's definitely going to be paranoid about that post-up, but this is where Axal's AUG gets the freest of frags. He's mixing it up nicely.
It's under purchase still, I think.
Yeah, definitely. For fights like that, you just don't get a chance. tiziaN didn't even get to fire a bullet, didn't even touch the mouse one. And now, oh, there could be more. Krimbo. The fact he's showing presence in A is actually really good for the Big Clan project, and I say that as they actually all look to head back to join him.
The thing is, they've got max loss bonus here, right? But unless they can guarantee themselves a plant, they really should, I'm going to say it, probably just save. Well, because, right, like...
Yep. Yeah, makes sense.
They're going to go for something here, but it's like next round, you know, unless you save the AWP, you're not getting it. Well, look at this push.
Oh, he's given them a lovely shining
You'll take that.
light at the end of a very dark tunnel.
You'll take that.
That forces them into now essentially a 4v2 on either site, should they commit together.
There's so many gaps here right now, A main and Red House.
Yeah, Inter is considering it, Shiro is too. Oh, Hobbit can arrive from Donut as well. Krimbo's been given a lot of freedom here. It is going to be held. Goes for a really nice long-range headshot spray. Shiro quick to swivel.
There's one more. tabseN's unaccounted for.
You're right, Hobbit's going to be focused on the site. Shiro too is actually pushing into it. And it's Hobbit that's good for the double.
I know where tabseN is. He took a fight with nafany.
Oh, and he's caught the nade and through the flames. It's all done. 13 secured, and they lose everything for it, Chad. Time to count the pennies. Whip out the abacus, because I think as nafany screams, they know they're in touching distance of taking control of this game.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? They can go for another half buy here on Big, but if they want to have the AWP for syrsoN, if they want to have the AKs for everybody, they're just not going to have enough. And another big round from Hobbit here. He was relatively quiet within the first half, but he's activated and he's joined the pack. We have the star trio of Shiro, Axal, and Hobbit fragging on all cylinders right now. Inters and nafany bringing up the rear, but to be expected with the more supportive pieces of this puzzle. But can they brute force through with pistols alone? Have enough for a cheeky little exec here. It almost worked for them last time, right? It was just the Inters double that really stalled it out. So maybe give it another crack.
Oh, yeah, Shiro misses his first opportunity, and there will be more. Right down the gullet. Great nade. 3 to receive. Early cave info acquired. They've got push off the flash. Where is their health? Where is their team? Inters another double from his cubby. And there you have 14-14. We're all tied up. This is a 10-5 half, quickly becoming something very similar. There's certainly a bias for those CT sides. Another run of 6 from players here on the defense.
All right, guys, you can participate at home in Twitch chat right now. Give us a PogChamp in chat if you think this one's going to overtime, or give us a Keck W if you think this is going to get done in regulation for either team. We will be polling your results. Rushley is on the hotlines right now, calculating them while observing the game. You might even get him to pick up your calls.
Okay. Different setup. Big definitely looking for something new, some new flavor to this T side, because right now they're giving a lot of information away. Axal here to play today, home in A, and now Shiro in every shot he takes. Big Clan dilapidated, completely lost. Lost full. You got 70 seconds, you got 2 HP on one player. That's what's left, the remnants of this Big Clan T side.
Yeah, just expunged from round number 29 here. And as you take a look, it's been 7 on the trot. Well, I'm accounting this round's done, actually. It's been 6 on the trot, about to be 7 on the trot, and likely to be the 16-14, because as mentioned, the max loss bonus, it's been in play for some time. But without the plants, without the bomb going down, you don't get the extra cash. You just don't get the extra money that you need.
Oh, tzySoN. He's been put in an impossible situation.
Look at how much they've accounted for here. Let's just... Inter's waiting if he comes back spawn. Nafan, he's so passive, he can't push CT or Temple. And then Shiro watching Donut, right? This is the position where we're just highlighting
they've given him a play area. Like, it's like your parents. They said, okay, you can go anywhere here in the pub garden, just don't go over the fence.
Oh, he's starting to go over the fence.
Young man.
And we said...
I said no bombs in the playground. Yeah, I thought so. 15 to 14. Glad I didn't finish my sentence. And we are looking like a fully recovered players is the hottest of the topics. There is not much more for Big. They've had so many rifle rounds that didn't go to plan. Now they're going to have a soggy biscuit of a Galil and a bit of nading. Let's see how far it gets them. Maybe OT is going to be the best case for Big Clan. They're up against all the bells and whistles, backup AWPs, double AWPs available. Axar's even juggling it over to A so we can have both to play with. That's so naughty.
Quite a few Keck W's, I think, Alex. I think the Keck W's have done it.
Okay, Keck W wins, and they're going for something quick into Axar's AWP. He's got an AWP now, they scream. tzySoN down. They need to run him down. Going for jumping shots. He might take another. Faven delivers. Panicked. tabseN trying to do utility. Punished again by Hobbit as in the open. Shiro rotates through Temple. He is there, and it's Big that need to say their prayer. Because he's a threat. 33 frags and counting. Everyone's here to receive you. You've got to clear your corners. They're trying to go for a plan. Krimbo punching in numbers already. Meets Hobbit. Shiro's there and call it done. syrsoN, a dead man. 16 to 14. What a recovery from players. 10-5 on the half. 10 to the good for Big Clan, but unable to get that machine back on track in the second half, and that's going to feel good. A recovery from players and a necessary one for this round of robin best of threes.